Should we do another walk and talk? You haven't been feeling all that well. You want to talk about that? I can only surmise that you're going through some mild depression because your big brother went back to work. He'll be gone for 3 months. You did go to doggy daycare the other day, and you spent most of the day while your mom and I did some things, and you really had a good time. They take very good care of the dogs there. Chevy was happy to go there. He'd been there once before when we did a visitation and application. When we picked him up 6 or 7 hours later, he was excited to see us. They showed pictures of him meeting other dogs and having a really good time. But the following day, he had no energy. And then yesterday, for the first time in the 4 years we've had Chevy, he had some mild to not so mild shivering, which continued, and we were quite concerned. We Googled it and quickly learned that it can be fairly common. His nose was wet and cold, which was a good sign. Checked his eyes, and there was no sign of bloodshot eyes, and that was last night. Today, he seems a lot better, although in the morning he didn't really want to go for a walk, but now he seems perfectly okay. So that's the good news. Has anybody else experienced anything like that? Shivering for no apparent reason? So our guess is he'd been through an emotional roller coaster in the last few days. Brother had been gone for this is another part of it. Brother goes to sea for about 3 months at a time, and he left 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it seemed apparent that Chevy was going through his usual, "Hey, where's my brother?" Because Chevy can't quite understand that concept. What's work? Why do you humans leave the house? Why do it take so long to get ready? Dogs just go. Well, brother, our son, called us yesterday to say his ship was in a different port, and that his girlfriend was going to pick him up, and they were going to come home for the night because he had 1 day leave from the ship. These are interesting stones. They're all the same shape and color, texture. They must be concrete. Interesting. Okay. So we changed from those square Cadbury chocolate-like caramel squares to these almost Inca-like stones. I say Inca because it kind of reminds me, or Maya. Inca, Maya, Central American architecture. We were in Costa Rica many years ago, and we were also in Mexico. And so we did see different ruins, and for some reason these stones remind me of that. Anyhow, where was I? Okay, Chev, it looks like you're going up. And we'll get back onto another course. So where was I? Talking about our son. He came home just yesterday. He was really excited to see them, our son and his girlfriend. Prior to his shivering, he had had another bout of extreme excitement. So, what is our conclusion of why Chevy was shivering yesterday? That would be it. Overexcitement, up and down feelings, confusion maybe. He might have been, even though he seemed to enjoy being at the doggy daycare, they did say they had a little difficulty putting him into a cage, which they do for an hour or two to let the dogs rest while they do some other things. They had taken him for walks, We saw the pictures of him playing with other dogs. But I guess after a while they say, okay, dogs, time for your afternoon snack, and then they have a rest. Well, Chevy, you gonna jump? Jump or go over? I suspect that if Chevy was asked to go into a cage, being a big dog and a rescued dog who has been in a cage in his shelter days before we rescued him, that might have caused him some anxiety and trying to think like a dog might think, not really knowing how a dog might think, but those of us who own dogs do think that we can think a little bit of how our dogs think, if that makes any sense. To dog owners, I would think yes. Anyhow, I think that if they tried to put him into a cage of any sort, it might have brought back, flashbacks, trauma. From his perspective, the first time in 4 years we took him to a place for a day where we dropped him off and then said, we'll be back to get you, knowing that dogs really don't put full sentences together. And they tried to put him into a cage. Like, here's a big cage. What about this one, Chevrolet? Can we go into this? Soccer net, no problem. Yeah, this is okay, right? This is not really a cage, but Chevy may have been, stressed out or worried that he would be put back into a cage for a long time and maybe never see us again. No, go ahead, lay down. Yeah. Want to lay down? Go ahead. Want to lay down with Daddy? That's a good idea. Go ahead, you can lay down. Here it is, February, 3rd, 4th? And we can just lay down. And you're feeling better, that's good to see. Yesterday I was worried about you, mister. You've been eating grass. Yeah, I was worried about you yesterday. We all were last night. But you seem totally fine now. Good. Maybe you need a bit of a run. There's nobody here. You come when I call you, okay? Go. I'd say he's feeling better. Go, soccer player. Okay, come back here. Put this back on. Atta boy. Really? Well, I better get up before I lay down and fall asleep. This is very comfortable. But hey, thank you, soccer goal. Let's get back on the road here, Chevrolet. And Chevy's only request would be, could give us a thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe if you haven't already and you'd like to watch us again. We appreciate you dropping by and have a good day. What do you say, Chev? He doesn't talk. Quietest dog I've ever known.